looks like my New Dawn rose belongs to climbing roses which are kind of reluctant to create basal shoots, and it is very eager to create very strong side shoots somewhere in the middle of the canopy. And since my New Dawn is kind of still a baby, it's 2 years old, coming from the nursery, I'm going to give it light trim today, and I will explain to you how roses differ. You know, you have to have a different approach to each rose in a way in the garden, and my approach to trimming New Dawn rose would be quite different from, let's say, the generous gardener. Olga Carmody with you, master gardener from Connecticut. Let's garden together. And look what I mean by vigorous side shoots. So generous gardener has just two, not generous gardener, New Dawn has just two main stems coming from the ground. For 2 years nothing was happening at the base, no new shoots. And when we follow, let's say, this stem, it created side shoot here, following, created another strong side shoot leader which almost acts like a main stem and is going all the way out here. So this is what I'm expecting from my New Dawn roses. We will have strong side shoots which I am going to eventually supplement and change into main shoots. Let's say, you see this division right here, so the side shoot is nice and beautiful, and in case the stem will become old, I will cut the stem, flowering stem, right? This one, you see this one with tons of laterals. I will eventually, when this stem becomes old, because it is older, I will cut it right here and will create the main stem from strong, vigorous side shoot, which is, by the way, climbed all the way to the top of my arch this year. So we will have some sort of a rose bloom presence on top, which is very exciting, by the way. So since New Dawn is kind of young, my approach is going to be, I'm going to shorten only the side shoots and leave all the main stems alone, since they're not very old. And as you can see here, we have main stem and side shoots. So I'm going to shorten these side shoots. Let me get my gloves. I'm going to shorten these side shoots to probably 10-15 centimeters, which is what, 5-7 inches, and cut it right near the shoot. And I don't need to be very particular where I cut, just close to the bud, because from there we will have beautiful blooms coming up, right? And you were asking me about strong stems and twiggy stems. Look at this. This is such a twiggy little thing. So usually people call twiggy anything narrower than the pencil. And why is that? Why do we need to take anything twiggy stuff like this out? Because this thing is not able to produce a flower. And what we want in our roses, of course, we want flowers. And very often the twiggy stuff is just there to take the energy from the rose or create a congested environment for all the mildew and diseases to come in. And generally it is not advised to keep twiggy stuff on the rose, but of course, if we are talking about the young rose, which generally has small narrow stems, or we are talking about polyanthus or shrub roses, which are on a smaller size, miniature roses, they do have narrow stems. So you have to look at the nature of the rose. If rose is vigorous, it has big, strong stems by its nature, then of course you go after these twiggy laterals and twiggy growth and cut it out. But otherwise you just shorten these laterals and see how a rose responds. And don't worry, you're not going to kill the rose. Roses are such tenacious things. Look, it's going to catch me all the time on my back here. They're tenacious things, and they are surviving, maybe not in the best appearance, but they are surviving for many thousands of years. Look at this. I tied it in. I don't know why I did it. Okay, let me see. But I will keep it as a lateral. And where is the bud here? Here we go. This one I also tied in. Don't know why I did it. So I'm going to open it up and keep this shoot as a lateral. I bent it here. Okay, here we go. Also this, you see all this? I'm going to leave this side shoot because it's climbing up, very valuable. But these shoots I will shorten. Here you go. And I read the results of the experiments Rosarians did with roses, and they say that we shouldn't be very proactive in cutting all the twiggy stuff out of roses because the leaf power is important, and roses which have more leaves are doing generally better in the garden. So look at all this. Let me show you close up. Look at this twiggy dead stuff. You see? It's messy here, so I just cut it out, cut it here, cut it out. Cut it all together. Here we go. This is small, but I will leave it here because I want some leaf presence at the bottom of my arch. And so I go just going after any laterals. You see this lateral? What happens, this lateral was created here last year and then it branched out, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut these laterals on laterals. Let me see, where's the bodies here? And have it that way. There you go. All right. The same here with this lateral. One became nice and strong. Look at the vigor of this guy. So this is going to be the substitute for the main stem. Main stem finished here. And here these laterals. Look at all this twiggy mess. I'm going just to, oh gosh, I'm going to just do this and get it over with. All the messy stuff like that. Look at this. We don't want to keep all that complicated stuff. No, nice and clean cut. So this is how my new dawn is looking on another side. You see, all the laterals are trimmed nicely. Some of them I keep longer. I should have done, maybe I will cut it right here. But otherwise you see these happy little stumps. Looks nice and clean. All the stems here are big and juicy. I'm keeping these skinny guys here because I do want a little bit of growth here at the bottom. And this, when I saw it at the beginning, I thought, oh my gosh, rose rosette disease. No, this is a new shoot. Uh-oh, it is growing, so my netting, I better take care of this. And I will train it just towards the sun here. This way. My roses will be blooming here, right? That is it about trimming my new dawn rose. Literally it took me 5 minutes, and I'd better get out of here because there is a sparrow, female and male sparrows flying around me. They're trying to build a nest here and they're getting annoyed with me. This is their space. What is this human doing here, right? Happy gardening. We'll see you in our next video.